Howdy. Hope you're well out there, wherever you might be. A friend of mine from Los Angeles just popped by. We had a little chat. She told me that they got more rain than we did down in Los Angeles. Something like a foot more. That's a lot of rain. When the good rains finally came, we stood out under cover. Watched the dry earth drink it up like a long-lost lover. We opened up our senses to let it in. Felt so good to feel that way again. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. A long time ago when the world was young, innocent life beneath the summery sun. Desert flowers and the wild plantain, waiting for the weather to bring the rain. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. Time is such a fleeting thing, you know, it comes and it goes. It ebbs and it flows, waterfalls and rainbows. If you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. There was a time we kept ourselves apart, surrounded by the dryness in our hearts. But life is a natural mystery, they say. So I guess we'll just let nature have its way. And if you love the water, let it rain. Let it wash away your pain. There are reasons to explain. If you love the water, let it rain. If you love the water, let it rain. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to do this one. Hold on. Now, this just popped into my mind. I haven't done this in a while. So, might be good to dust off the cobwebs. You know what I'm saying. Strings. This is for my friends Richard and Helga, who live in San Francisco. On a little neighborhood street, working class neighborhood street. On a hill. And you can see the suns go down in the ocean. The ocean's only about 3 miles away. sometimes when they go away for a little bit, a couple of weeks or something, they ask me if I want to come down and house it, and I say, yes, I do. You do not have to ask me twice. And I go down there and I bring the guitars, and I bring the microphone, and I watch that sun go down. I watch the fog come in July, if I'm lucky enough to be there in July. And I just kind of play, and I see what happens, what the fog tells me to do, how the sunset lays it out. And one night, one afternoon, one day, this is what it told me to do. And I think it's a good idea. We all live behind fences. We all lock our doors. Nobody trusts anybody else if they don't know what they're looking for. Everybody's got problems. Bad news on the wire. Somebody said something to somebody else. Set the whole place on fire. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you're leaving behind. Let it go and try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. Oh, I hear my neighbors. Yeah, they shout all the time. They fight all the time. They scream and they argue. And they're crossing that line. Oh, but come tomorrow morning, I know just what I'll see. Walking around like nothing happened. Just like you and me. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you hope and to find. Let it go. And try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. So I go down by the park bench. I watch the children play. Kinda remind me of myself. Way back in my childhood days. Oh, and the rules that we played by made enemies of our friends. Yeah, but we're older now. We no longer pretend. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams. It is around the bend. Let it go. And try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. You and me, babe, we got some fences to mend. We got some roads to travel. So much distance between friends. Oh, but if it means that much to you, to mean this much to me, then I think we can make it. I still think we can make it if we just keep trying to see. Put it down. It's only bringing you bad dreams. Think about the good dreams you're hoping to find. Let it go. Try to find a better rhyme. We got a lot to do. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. In the morning when the dream dissolves and all that you recall is that it felt so real, if it was even a dream at all, and your lover and companion still asleep inside her own one, maybe the same one you just woke up from. You just woke up from. And are there any answers? Yes, there are answers, but when you find the answers, all the questions change. There are those who demand to know the answers to it all, like why they don't fly off the planet and why the sky doesn't fall. And they have the right to ask, of course, and someone will reply. For each and every answer, there's a question standing by, a question standing by. And are there any answers? Yes, there are answers, but when you find the answers, all the questions change. You may question my integrity and question my desire, like I question your intentions as you step into the fire. It's all open to investigation, nothing is secure. We may invest in our predictions, oh, but how can we be sure? How can we be sure? Oh, I asked you what your name was, and I asked you where you're from, and you asked me where I lived and was I with someone. And I asked if you like movies, would you like to see one now? And you said, oh, why don't we go walking? We'll find a way somehow. And our walking went for miles, and the miles went for days, through all the contradictions of a million different ways, until we reached our destination, where the distance disappears, and we are still together after all these years, after all these years. And are there any answers? Yes, there are answers, but when you find the answers, all the questions change. Are there any answers? Yes, there are answers. Oh, when you find the answers, all the questions change. All the questions change. That's right. Okay, this song started out as a guitar riff that I thought was really cool, and so I put some words to it based on something that somebody said spur of the moment when the TV news went on, it came on 20 years ago or something. They looked at it and they pointed at the screen and said, "Oh boy, whose world is this?" That's what they said. So that became this song. And first it was just a couple of verses, and I knew there was going to be a bridge, but I hadn't done anything with it yet. And then I was down at Michael Hedges' place down there in Mendocino years ago, and he wanted to do a couple of songs in his studio that he just built there. So I showed him some of the stuff I was working on, and he heard these chords and he liked it. I said, "What is that? Let's do that." Okay, so it wasn't done. So I put a couple of things together for the bridge that night, and then came in the next day and started playing it. And it was initially it was in the key B, because I liked the sound of the chords, right? It's let's see, there. That's the voicing. I liked that. That was cool. But I could barely sing it. I certainly couldn't sing the bridge in that key. So time went on, and I lowered it down to A, and now it's down to, what is this? F sharp. I mean, you get older and you get smarter too, taking care of your voice and not singing out of your range and all that stuff. So anyway. Whose world is this? And I'm going to put the guitar back like this, and the sound goes like this. Four winds, seven seas, relative humanities. Everywhere I look, I see someone looking back at me. Nation states and borderlines, divided states of mind. Politics comes to blows, and everybody wants to know, whose world is this? Whose world is this? Whose world is this? First world riding high, second world standing by, third world under fire. Funny how we all conspire. We don't know 'cause we can't see how such a way could come to be. Riding on a spinning wheel, soon enough will be revealed. Whose world is this? Whose world is this? Whose world is this? What kind of world will our children receive after all is said and done? What kind of creed have we come to believe that they may never receive one? What kind of world will our children receive after all is said and done? What kind of creed must we come to believe if they are ever to receive one? Four winds, seven seas, relative humanities. Everywhere I look I see someone looking back at me. story from New York when I was in New York City in 1970. I lived for a while in Washington Square Park. Not around Washington Square Park, but in Washington Square Park. And this is a true story that happened there one day, one night, and one morning. It's called The Ballad of Poor Marcel. Let me tell you the story about poor Marcel, how he lived and how he died. How the point of his own hand it cut him in his stride. I knew him well from mornings when I watched him rob the shoes of old men asleep with wine with only shoes to lose. He never said a word, and he never made a sound. He never left a footprint when he walked upon the ground. With a black patch eye and a face of stolid stone, he came and went just like a ghost and always went alone. It was in the middle of the afternoon, the day was hot and bright, when two small boys came into his sight. "Who are you?" they said to him, "and tell us what you have." Marcel, he just turned his back, I never saw him laugh. The oldest was 11, and the youngest he was 8. Marcel pulled a knife and he flashed it in their face. "Get out of here," he said to them, "or I'll cut you to the bone." They ran off away in fright and left him there alone. Well, it was on the very next morning, as the sky was growing gray, that someone pulled a knife that was to take his life away. Someone cried, "Isn't anybody here? A man could bleed to death." Oh my God, what kind of place is this? And then someone come a-running, but by then it was too late, for poor Marcel had already met his fate. The air hung hot, there was a running on the ground, and all you could hear was that park murder sound. On the blanket where the preacher slept, Marcel's blood did flow. "I'm afraid that your time has come, I think you'd better know." And 7 hours later, as the police shook their heads, 7 hours later, poor Marcel was dead. Well, I think about these things as I go along my way, how we may never understand the world and all its ways, but I just told the story, call it truth or call it lie. It's just about poor Marcel, how he lived and how he died. That's a song I wrote in Denver way back in '79, last century. I wrote this. This song comes from the last century. And it's called Anna Mae, and it goes like this. Anna Mae came to the plains, I'm told, from way up east to where the weather gets cold. And she said, I hear there's been trouble down here. Trouble, we've been getting trouble every year. Anna Mae made a vow by the fire that night that she would give her life to the people's fight. And then the voice in the whispering wind did say, somebody's gonna get hurt someday. In 1972, blow Dakota blow, trouble in the Pine Ridge settlement grew, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. And in 1973, blow Dakota blow, the trouble exploded a wounded knee, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. And in 1974, blow Dakota blow, there was a backlash beating at everybody's door, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. And then the warning passed from tongue to tongue, blow Dakota blow, that there was trouble a-coming with the federal gun, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. Oh, they took Anna Mae out the jail one day, blow Dakota blow, but just exactly why they never would say, but the cold Dakota winds they blow. Oh, they wanted some facts and they wanted some names, blow Dakota blow, but Anna Mae wouldn't tell them a thing, but the cold Dakota winds they blow. She said, you can kill me dead, lock me away, blow Dakota blow, 'cause that's what you're gonna be doing anyway, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. And then the warning, and then they said, all right, you're free to go, blow Dakota blow, but just don't say we never warned you so, and the cold Dakota winds they blow. There were 3 one walking in the Badlands then, but only 2 coming back again. One took the wheel and the other the gun. Someone gave the order and the deed was done. Oh, the story spread both far and wide, blow to cold to blow, how another daughter of the people had died in the cold Dakota winds they blow. And the people came from many a mile, blow to cold to blow, to lay her away in traditional style while the cold Dakota winds blow. And the song upon the drum was sung, blow Dakota blow, and the sky covered over and the storm did come with the cold Dakota winds that blow. And the voice in the howling winds did say, somebody's gonna pay someday for the cold Dakota winds that blow. Hold on now. There we go. Yeah. Well, some of you might be in Chicago. Some may be New Orleans. Some may be looking out the window of a train car at sights that you've never seen. Maybe in a foreign country where you don't speak the language at all, and you can't understand what they're saying when they raise their voice to call. Some of you might be on your smartphone, some on a laptop or a tablet too. Some may be looking over somebody else's shoulder wondering what it is that they're trying to do. Some of you may have heard of me before and thought, oh, there's Jimmy, he's got something to sing. Or maybe just passing by and got to look at that old guitar. Maybe that's the thing, and you stop by and listen. But it's all in the music. It's all in the song. You ever hear about Blind Lemon Jefferson? Well, he had quite a style, people in those days. Well, they'd come for miles to listen to the big man play. And then they'd say, ain't that something? Yeah, ain't that something? I know you've heard Billie Holiday when she was singing her song, and everything was just right. Right where it belonged, gardenias in her midnight hair. She could take you anywhere, ain't that something? Yeah, ain't that something? 'Cause if that ain't something, then some ain't nothing at all. Now Lemon went to Chicago to try to make his name, froze out on the sidewalk when the winter came, and Billy died broke. It all went up in smoke, ain't that something? Yeah, ain't that something? Seems like you could spend your whole life living in the sound, one snap of the fingers, and it all comes down. Funny thing is, after you're gone, then everybody's singing your song, ain't that something? Oh, ain't that something? 'Cause if that ain't something, then something ain't nothing at all. And where can we go dancing where the music plays slow? Everybody's in a hurry. It's like they got somewhere to go. And maybe they do. How would I know? But me, I'm just gonna let it go. 'Cause sometimes when I hear you singing, and you don't think I do, it sounds so pretty. I just don't know how to tell you. So I just let it pass. Like a vision on a pane of glass. Ain't that something? Yeah, ain't that something? 'Cause if that ain't something, then some ain't nothing at all. Yeah, cool to see who we got here. Hold on now. Ooh, Pamela O'Toole. Howdy, Pamela. David Solnit. David Solnit is on here. Now, let's see now. What did you get on here? 8 minutes ago. All right, man. All right, hold on. Hold on. I met David way back in November of 1999. Late November. When a certain element of Seattle stood up for itself. Seattle's a good town. I like it. It's going through a personality dry cleaning, you might say. Where the money comes in and takes over, pushes people out of the way. So the World Trade Organization was coming to town, and they were going to have their meeting and batten the hatches down. They were going to have their meeting in Seattle, in the convention center. That's why the convention center was built. If you come to Seattle and you see it and you think, isn't that kind of nice, those people, they encourage conventions? Well, they do encourage conventions, but it was built specifically for the World Trade Organization, which was highly undemocratic. Some of us thought of it as the wallet of the world. And there were people from all over the country and other countries talking big. They were going to go to Seattle and they were going to shut it down. And I thought, yeah, sure, I'll believe it when I see it. And the joke was on me. Because they did, they shut it down. Yeah, it was shut down from the inside and the outside. Okay? It was really interesting. Madeleine Albright was in the hotel, that big hotel downtown, the Westin, the two-tower thing. She was afraid to go out of her apartment room, her hotel room. She was afraid of young people, hippies with dreadlocks that were locked down in intersections. She could, Madeleine Albright. We don't go there. Anyway, so this is a little story I put together about what happened in those days. November 30th, 99. History walking down a tightrope line. Big money pulling on invisible strings. Getting into everything so deep. It's hard to believe it's in the food and the water and the air you breathe, the chemistry, the biotech, the banker with the bottomless check, the corporations and the CEOs, and the bottom line is the profit grows, the money talks, you don't talk back. They don't like it when you act like that, but didn't we? Didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99. It was a Tuesday morning when we drew the line. The WTO coming to town and we swore we're gonna shut it down. And they stood there with their big police. They had the National Guard up to keep the peace with the guns and the clubs and the chemical gas. But still we would not let them pass. And they raged and roared and their tempers flared. And there were bombs bursting in the daylight air. And they run us off and they would do us in. But we came right back again, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99. Millennium passing as the numbers climb and the people came from everywhere. Must have been 50,000 out there. There were great big puppets 2 stories tall. There were drummers drumming in the shopping malls. And there were so many people that you couldn't see how that many people got into the city. And the WTO delegates too. But we were locked down so they couldn't get through. And didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99. Lockdown at the police line and they hit me with everything they got. But you ain't moving like it or not. And they're tearing you wrecked with... Oh boy, hold on now. Hold on now. It's been a long time since those days. My mind is amazed. Was amazed and is still amazed when I go to those days in my mind. My memory is I tell you the truth. I tell you no lie. It was November 30th, 99. November 30th, 99. Lockdown at the police line and they're hitting you with everything they got. But you ain't moving like it or not. And they're tying your wrist with plastic cuffs. And they're loading you up on a great big bus and they're taking you down to the Navy base. Pepper spraying you right in the face. Try to break you down, trying to get you to kneel. But you got the unity and this is for real. And they can't break a spirit that's coming alive. And that's the kind of spirit that's bound to survive. Didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? That's right. Now the media loves all the glitter and flash. The newspapers talking out a whole lot of trash about the violence of the people in black. And how the cops are so tired they just had to attack. And the secrets hidden in that deep dark hole of what they call City Hall may never be told. The mayor's out doing the spin. The police chief quit so you can't ask him. Well, they can swear to God and all human law, but I was there and I know what I saw. And the visible stains that wash away in the rains. But this whole town will never be the same, 'cause didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? Now it's the greatest story ever told. David and Goliath, how you be so bold, standing up to the giant when the going gets hot. And all you got is a slingshot. Well, they tell me that the world's turned upside down. You gotta pick it up and shake it, gotta turn it around. Take it apart to rearrange it. I don't wanna save the world, I wanna change it. And don't let them tell you that it can't be done, 'cause they're gonna be the first ones to run. Just take a little lesson from Seattle town. WTO and how we shut it down, didn't we? Shut it down, didn't we? November 30th, 99. Class war. My car was stolen twice in the same year, and this is a song I wrote about it the first time it was stolen. She lives in a stolen car down by the river. Maybe my stolen car. And if it was, I'd probably forgive her. She comes from Iowa or maybe Tennessee. Wound up stranded, don't you see? Oh, don't you see? Stranded in a stranded town. Money is as money does, and that's the reason why the windows all get dirtier when somebody like her passes by. It's a duality of opposites, and opposites abound. Everything is either shiny new, or else it's broken down. Stranded in a stranded town. My hands are cleaner than the hands of some of theirs. Oh, but the dirt is in the system, and it's everywhere. And there is no antiseptic that will do this kind of dirt. We're gonna have to amputate. It's gonna hurt. Stranded in a stranded town. Rain clouds are coming, water falling down. Oh, it seeks its own level in this part of town. And that's the way we drown. In a stranded town. In between the mirrors of success and blind ambition, is there anybody accountable? Or is it just a random imposition? We bury them in landfills past the shadows of our doubt. We honor them with candles and then we blow them out. Stranded in a stranded town. This song has a really interesting story to it behind it. I was living in a little house there on Queen Anne Hill, north foot of Queen Anne Hill. Landlord was kind of a bandit, kind of a character. He ran a bar that I played in sometimes, and he also owned the house that I was living in, and the water heater broke. Little tiny house, water heater broke. One of those mother-in-law places, water heater broke. Complained, water heater broke, no hot water. We can't take showers or baths, wash dishes, all that kind of stuff. Don't worry, I'll get it fixed, he said. Okay, fine. A couple of days go by. Still no water heater. Nobody come over to fix the water heater. Call him again, talk to him again. Don't worry, I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to get something going. I don't remember what his trip was. Still nothing. This went on for a week, okay, or more. So finally, we found out who the mortgage company was that owned that property, and we went to them, to complain to the mortgage company. And the guy says, "What's your landlord's name?" And we told him. He says, "Oh, hey, man, it's a good thing you dropped by, because he never has paid any mortgage on that place, and we were going to repossess it. He never paid any mortgage on it, and I was out there scrambling my ass off, trying to make enough money to pay rent on it. So I wrote this song, and I went in and played it in his bar while he was there." It was, whatever. It's what you do. It's what you do. This is a song called Landlord. It's what you do. And I told everybody that this song is about that guy behind the bar there. Now, I changed it over the years for all kinds of reasons. And this is how it goes now. Yonder come a landlord collecting his rent, with his greedy yellow eyes and his tongue all bent, with his padlock pockets and his bad luck nose, come stepping round my doorway and going through my clothes. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. I got a run-down room on a dead-end street. It takes a lot of struggle just to make ends meet. Big money moving in all over town. Yeah, and people like me, we get shuffled around. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. Oh, but hey, you landlord, I know you well. You spend a lot of time hanging in a Trump hotel, playing games with the money on the fat of the land. I'll put on a pair of gloves before I shake your hand. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. That's right. You're gonna get evicted out in the street, with no food in your belly, no shoes on your feet. You walk around. You're gonna walk around from door to door. Yeah, but no one's gonna wanna see you anymore. You're gonna wake up at the crack of dawn. You're gonna look around and find that all your land is gone. You wanna be cold, cold as you please? Well, come next winter, we're all gonna freeze. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. Yonder come a landlord collecting his rent, with his greedy yellow eyes and his tongue all bent, with his padlock pockets and his bad luck nose, come sniffing round my doorway and going through my clothes. How could you treat me so cold? Mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. How could you treat me so cold? Got a mortgage on my body and a lien in my soul. 2 more songs. This song is dedicated to Sam Williams and all of his friends. I just did a couple of little gigs there at the Moisture Festival here in town on the 5th and 6th of April. It's vaudeville, you know, people juggling things and hanging from ropes from the ceiling and doing magic tricks and blowing soap bubbles, professional soap bubble blowers. And then somebody like me. J.R. Rhodes was with me for those gigs. Check her out, she's great. But Sam Williams was part of that whole scene. And like a lot of people, well, I'll just sing the song. Sam Williams became a bus driver. And this song is for bus drivers, bus riders, and the idea of mass transit and how beautiful it is when people get off and say thank you to the driver. That's right. First time I rode the bus, I was hitching a ride. I was just a kid, flat broke. I got on board, sat down and got warm, and across town we rode. It took me just about a block away from exactly where I was trying to get. I said thanks. He said see you later, and I still remember it yet. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. I used to know exactly how much money I had by just looking in the palm of my hand. 25 pennies right down to the number, just like I had it all planned. And I'd sit up front with the driver, and we'd have ourselves a chat. Smoke 'em if you got 'em when it's just us two. We'd ride the line like that. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. Now Sam was a driver, a juggler and a clown. He just loved to make people laugh. He had a heart attack driving on the viaduct with no way to get off of that path. He said, I need a little help at the wheel up here, whatever little help you can give. And all together they pulled it over, saving everybody's life but his. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. Now my friend Annette, she's a singing the blues and she's blowing harmonica too. But it's hard to make a living around here these days in this 6-figure hullabaloo. So she drives the bus 5 days out of 7. On the other 2 she grooves. The wheels and the wherewithal, that's just how the world moves. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus. And everybody thanks the driver. So if you want my autograph, because you like the way I play the guitar, go ask a bus driver first, 'cause I'll never get you that far. And everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks. Everybody rides the bus. Everybody, that's us. Everybody rides the bus, and everybody thanks the driver. All right. So I'll finish up with this song. And it's called, hold on now. That's not what it's called, no. It's called, there we go. It's called Now Is the Time. You know, gotta get this in the right. So thanks for hanging with me. I think I'll be doing more of this in the next few days here because it just kind of feels good and I kind of got the hang of the gear. I might probably go outside too, do a little bit outside there. So thanks for being here, and we'll talk again soon. Take care of each other. Watch for cops, traffic signals and all that. You know, be safe when you go out. We ain't out of the woods yet. We may never be. There are things to come and things to pass, pure and simple, made of glass. To feed the future, you weed the past, to fix it fast, to make it last. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Time has come, time has gone, to pick up roots, to move along, to rise up early before the dawn, to start outstanding, to come on strong. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. You got eyes to see, you got ears to hear, and you know very well what's been happening here. Don't make light of the people's tears. Stand up and face your fears. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. There was a time when the winter came and all the world turned cold. There will be a time when the spring arrives and all the flowers unfold and the future belongs. Oh, the future belongs to the bold. And don't let it scare you, the noise and the dare. So many millions arise everywhere. Polish the glass, hold it up to the air. Look in the reflection, you'll see yourself there. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Now we stand with the wind at our backs, and we are the eye of the storm. We look Look at the world and the world looks back. The drum beats a rhythm to warn that the future is just, oh, the future is just being born. Oh, the fuses were lit such a long ways away, and they'd stutter and spark, fade and decay. And now the clocks are on fire at the edge of the day, and we turn to each other and say, the time is now. Now is the time. 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 Now is the time. Now is the time. So thanks a bunch. Thanks for being here. And take care of yourself and each other and your friends and your family and all that. And I'm going to have to lean forward because I don't have a mouse that works from where I am. But you're used to that stuff by now. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.